Peggy Burrows. I think she's a doctor. She's got a PhD. That's not the same thing. Who is the principal of Auditor Community Campus in Christchurch and has been in the news for the reasons I gave you all before 8 o'clock. Well, yes, this week a rather embarrassing piece of information was provided to Parliament, in actual fact, to do with Ms. Burrows and the Auditor Community Campus. They pegged her and a number of other schools for essentially misusing public funds for less than, shall we say, transparent and, more importantly, less than demonstrably valid reasons. And the Auditor General flagged an $18,500 trip that Peggy Burrows and 5 or 6 of her staff took to Queenstown on what would appear at first blush to be a holiday. Now, the 6 staff members who went, including the Principal Burrows, and spent $18,500 worth of the school's money to go to Queenstown, were apparently there for principal professional development. In a press release that Peggy Burrows put out yesterday saying no public money was used for holiday in Queenstown, she's actually misled, I think, a number of people in her press release, because apparently it wasn't a holiday, it was a PPD, a principal professional development that required 5 other people to go on it as well. According to Peggy Burrows, it was for professional learning. This is why they had to travel to Queenstown. Professional learning, leadership development, and team strengthening. Josh. Professional learning, leadership development, and team strengthening. That's why you've got to leave Christchurch, Josh, and go to Queenstown and spend $18,500 of your money over a weekend, Josh. But when asked, well, okay, what did you do? The answer was, we visited Wakatipu High School, which is based in Queenstown. Can I tell you, quote unquote, to gain insights directly relevant to Auditor's operation. Now, unfortunately for Peggy Burrows, I know Wakatipu High School. I know it relatively well. It's just down through the gorge and in Frankton. And it bears no relationship to, unfortunately for Peggy Burrows, Auditor Community Campus at all. You see, Wakatipu High School is a Decile 10 school, co-educational school. Largely, of roughly 1,650 or 1,700 students. Okay, Auditor Community Campus is a low decile school where they have trouble, in actual fact, confining the students. They have a massive absenteeism problem. Who wouldn't, with Peggy Burrows as the principal? And measures its role in, I think, the 400 or 500s. I'm sorry, Josh, by the way, Wakatipu High School is irredeemably white. Auditor Community Campus is, shall we just say, slightly more brown in its complexion, as you might expect between a Decile 10 and a Decile 1 school. So let's just go through all the things that you could learn from Wakatipu High School, because it is, quote unquote, to gain insights directly relevant to Auditor's operation. 1. The ethnicities. Remarkably similar, aren't they? White and brown people, Pākehā versus Maori, largely Maori population, Josh. Dear Lord, the insights you can gain from going to a Pākehā school if you've largely got a Maori population base. 2. The deciles, Josh. Oh my gosh, the insights that you can get. if you are in a Decile 1 school, going to a Decile 10 school. 3, oh my gosh, the insights that you can get from going to a school that's got a roll, roughly 3, possibly 4 on a good day, times your size. And so I'm struggling to see what insights Peggy Burrows and the Hater leadership team went as they did their team strengthening and leadership development at New Zealand's prime tourist resort. So now the other thing, and as Burrows apologetic about this, says, "Oh gosh, we'll do this." Oh no. Instead, she put out this thing said no public money was used for holiday in Queenstown. Well, it's not quite true, is it, Peggy? Really? It's really not quite true, is it, Peggy? Has this problem with getting the facts right. No mouldy lunch at her school, and apparently this had nothing to do with a holiday. But hers was not the only other school. There were 3 others that stood out to me, like the dog's bollocks, actually. There was Hamilton Glenview School, where they spent almost $30,000 sending their staff and various of their others to Canada and Vietnam. Wait for this. There was Fairfield College in Hamilton that spent over $17,000 for their principal's trip to Alaska, Canada, Hawaii, and New York. And then there was the bilingual Morinui School in Napier, which spent $9,000 sending their principal to a tangi, and then $7,000 to send the principal's family member to Rarotonga. To Rarotonga, Josh. What do these schools all in common, Josh, have? Haeta Community Campus, Hamilton's Glenview School, Fairfield College, and the bilingual Morinui School. What do they have in common, Josh?
Well, I bet you they all signed the petition to keep the treaty in schools.
Listen, I would think the treaty is well, yes, that would be one, but I would think the treaty was absolutely critical to. 2, they all are low decile kids aimed at particularly having Maori disadvantaged kids who frankly probably do need school lunches on a regular basis given the socioeconomic deprivation index for most of them, and in addition to which, Josh, they need every dollar that they can to arrest, I would think, the state of their kids' education. But oh no, we'll spend it on a holiday. No, sorry, it's not a holiday, is it, Peggy? It's a team strengthening exercise at a premier New Zealand tourist resort, or we'll send our principal overseas or to Rarotonga, and they can have a great time swanning around on their school and the New Zealand taxpayer.
If you were a teacher, you'd be lining up to teach at those schools, wouldn't you? Free holidays, all sorts of stuff.
Well, no, probably not, to be fair. I don't think I would be lining up, Josh, even if they did put that in as part of
some of those lefties would, I bet you.
But, but when you compare it with the, Te Kaika, the Maori Health Authority in Dunedin, with the Manukau Urban Maori Authority, Josh, there's a bit of a theme running through this, isn't there, just quietly? Isn't there a theme running through all this, Josh?
Oh, quite a strong theme, I would have said.
I would suggest you a theme that suggests that when you get people into particular circumstances where they should in actual fact be dealing with significant socioeconomic deprivation and spending every dollar and every moment they can on trying to arrest that, they are instead being utilised for the personal gain of those in supposed control of these organisations. Not good.